Good morning and welcome to the More Laughing in the Morning show. This is the morning stop. I don't know why I decided right there in that moment to try to give you some choreography. Because it's Monday. That's what we do. Monday choreography. We need to start putting that in the title. But welcome to the More Laughing in the Morning show. I am your host, comedian Allison Moore. This is your morning cup of lifestyle, motivation, and comedy. We stop by here before you go on about your day, before I go on about my day, to get juiced up, to get excited, to laugh, to be motivated, to be inspired, so that we can go and conquer the world. We're conquering worlds today, y'all. It's a big world to conquer. Listen, this week we are talking about overcoming loss. And because it's Money Monday, money. You already answered that, but you better know I had the whole weekend to be hyped, huh? Okay, since it's Money Monday, we are talking about credit comeback because we're overcoming loss all this week. So before I get too much into talking your head off, do me a favor, if you will, please go ahead and share this video, TV show, improvisation moment, suspense movie. Go ahead and share it with your mama and them. Let them know that you're waking up with us. Like, comment, at least hit the little button. Help a sister out with some algorithms. And I'm going to turn on some theme music for us so that we can get up. Yeah. Hey, time to get moving. So it looks like that my sound going to do me like that. Yep, that would be how it is. All right, well, you know what? Listen. It ain't working. Still we rise. Doggone to the doggone. I promise you I just tested this. So if it's your first time watching, right then is where we would put together this theme song, right? Like I got theme music, you know what I'm saying? It's all about getting up, And the song leads us to move your shoulders, move your knees, move your heads, shoulders, knees and toes. Not that, but whatever. But pretend like you got some music. So put some music. What's your favorite song? Put your favorite song in your mind. Get a little upbeat. Wiggle. Get you some coffee because we got stuff to do. And talk about today. It is the first day of June. Yo, we made it. We made it to the first day of June in this here year of Coronacation. I am just so not happy about the state of the world that we are in, but we're here, right? We're here. And so listen, we got to make the best of it, and we absolutely can. But there are things that you and I are going to have to do in order to make the best of our situation. First of all, we got to acknowledge that we got situations, and then we have to glean and learn and grow so that we can be at our strongest, at our healthiest, at our best to get through life, y'all, to get through life. Look, this week is overcoming loss. Can we talk about it? Okay, so listen. Loss is a real thing. It's real out here in the streets. People are losing stuff and people left and right. We're talking about the loss of loved ones, the loss of relationships, the loss of material things. That's a big thing. The loss of your hope, your dreams. Loss can happen in many forms, and we are grieving as a result of it. And grief is one of the natural parts of life. You're just not going to live without experiencing grief. But what you and I have to do, at least this week, is commit to grieving and moving through it. We can't let grief stop us. Many times grief has stopped us. Me, myself, Lord knows grief to try to take a sister down. Listen, I got quite the journey, the testimony, as I'm sure that you do too, over the last, let's see, where we at, 27 years. I have lost significant, important people to me. My father, my mother, my grandmother, and aunt. As you know, if you follow my journey, I lost my house 2 years ago to an unfortunate fire. Lost things. I've experienced loss. I lost my job. I have experienced some loss, and I'm sure that if you were to start to take out the checklist, that you could check off some things too. The challenge is, or the opportunity for us to grow here is to look at everywhere that we have lost and ask ourselves, are we stuck at any of those spaces? I am currently maneuvering in life through the loss of a major relationship. So now I'm overcoming and going to this next phase of a new world without a relationship that I've had for a very long time. That's a whole new process. And because I know that I could get stuck in some places of grief, and in the process, I'm making the decision this time to attack this in the most healthiest way, which means lean into it, experience the emotion, talk about it, move through it, because I know that there is a better place for me on the other side of this. And so for you, I want to make sure that you're saying the same thing too. Like, the loss is real, the grief is real, the experience is real, but there is a brighter side on the other side of this tunnel, and that's what we doing. We doing this together, y'all. Listen, I'm scared to death. I am petrified of my new life. I'm petrified. I don't know what in the world to do. But hey, that's why we're here. That's why we wake up in the morning. That's why we laugh. That's why we look at life. We don't let life punk us. And then we figure out how can we get on to step 2, step 3, step 100, right? All right, that's my situation. That's what we're going through, y'all. We're going through. Okay, so if it's your first time, again, welcome to the More Laughing in the Morning show. If you are a part of the normal family, look, I appreciate you for coming back. Thank you for coming back and starting off your week with us. I want to go ahead and get into this coffee and coronacation, because y'all, this is hard out here in the streets. This is hard out here in the streets. Ain't it hard? Have you been seeing what's going on out here? Coffee and coronacation. So coffee and coronacation is it's a noun. Coronacation is a noun. It is the time in our world. It represents the time in history. I'm seeing people on social media say that this is going to be its own book. This is not a chapter. This is the year 2020 will be its own book with a curriculum. Like 2020 ain't going to play this shit. 2020 is a woman scorned, okay? Who done pissed 2020 off? Who cheated on, which one of y'all little rugrats cheated on 2020? Because she has come, and she a bad chick too. No bad chicks, they stop everything. So she is affecting everything and everybody in every kind of way. There is not a person who will not remember how 2020 has taken over their life. But, yo, we gotta move on. But because of it, 2020 is, well, at first it started off just solely being the year in which COVID-19 went and wreaked havoc. That's why I got coronacation as the noun. But now 2020 is adding on some more stuff. And some more stuff. So who knows what it's going to be by the end of the year. We're going to see. But as of right now, we use this segment, Coffee and Coronacation, to talk about what is happening out here in these streets over our morning cup of coffee. We come together and we like, did you know? And I'm like, yeah, I knew. And I ask you, did you know? And you like, girl, I knew. And then we are learning from what these crazy people out here doing in the world so that we can be our best selves, right? Yeah, this was a rough weekend, y'all. It's rough. And so personally, I've been trying to figure out as I'm growing in this. I'm a journalist, y'all. I think I'm a journalist. Am I a journalist? Because I'm doing a morning talk show and I'm reporting on what's going on. Am I a journalist? I'm a daggone. Add that to my resume. That's a whole skill set. That's a whole art. That's a whole lot of things. But I'm just trying to figure out, the More Laughing in the Morning show team, like, what are we talking about? What is our purpose? We know that our purpose is to give people a morning start of positivity, something that's upbeat. I know that the brand of comedian Allison Moore is clean comedy. I know that. And so I want to do that. We want to honor that. But the other piece of it is comedian Allison Moore is a whole black woman out here in these streets. Did y'all know I was black? Girl, yeah. I'm black. Surprise. And so the real world is really impacting me as a black woman. And so I've struggled between, am I going to talk about race all the time, or am I going to talk about this? No, I got to talk about what is real to me. So this will be your time to get off the bus if you don't want to talk about this stuff. But as long as it's happening out here in these streets of the coronacation, we got to talk about it. Talk about it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to commit to making sure that we don't have no depressed mornings, though. That defeats the purpose of the More Laughing in the Morning show. But we definitely going to stop by and be real, acknowledge what's going on, but then have some takeaways for how we can be better people, especially by this time next year, because we are goal setters and goal getters, and we got a place to go. But the first thing we're talking about this morning is protests and riots. So as you know, the cold-blooded murder of Mr. George Floyd has sparked national outrage with how Minneapolis handled it, the police department, and just the whole nine. And so people began to protest, rightfully so. It's triggered, especially you're talking about black people who were already being affected by the coronavirus in a disproportionate way. We are already experiencing everything that everybody experiences. We experience it times 10. And so now you got people who were under a crisis that was already a crisis. And now here we go with this. It's like, look, we're tired of it. And we have a lot of allies of different races nationalities. We appreciate you for stepping in and saying, okay, but we're going to stop bullying our black friends. Thank you for those of you who are real allies to the black community. So here we are in a space where people are protesting. And a lot of these protests have turned to riots. And what people like to talk about is the riots and the looters. And, you know, well, how is anything being solved if people are burning buildings? I agree with the protest, but it needs to be peacefully. Okay. So many problems. And you know your girl, you know I can ramble, but I'm committing to you to not rambling too much. Okay. I'm focusing. I got notes. I'm sticking to them. But we can talk about this offline. But as you know, we are from social media. Our journey is from social media to TV. And y'all, don't tell the team, because I haven't had the team meeting yet. But we are getting so close to TV, y'all. We so close. Already, shout out to Soul Vision TV network that has us up there. We're streamed digitally. We're so proud about that relationship. So we've already made one step. And then the next step for it is even locally in our Virginia area to be on our local network. Don't tell them I said it. So anyway, I am trying to make sure that we bring it in, girl. Bring it in. This will be a 30-minute talk show. Don't y'all go back and say, well, 30 minutes, girl, we be doing 40. I know. I'm trying. But today, we're going to focus. Looking at these protests and riots, this thing has been breaking my heart, seeing especially some of the responses for other people. But the message that we have here in the More Laughing in the Morning show team is, let's not forget the original problem. Don't put more effort and more energy and more focus into riots or your perceived riots or what's being fed to you as a riot than we're putting on the original problem. And you can imagine, you know, when you're in arguments, I used to be in a relationship where there would be a core issue and I could never get to the core issue because it was always deflected by the way that I presented my challenges with the issue. And I'm sure that some of you have experienced that too. We too busy talking about the way that I'm delivering the message or the way that you're delivering the message. And now we have gone down these bird trails and bunny rabbit holes because we can't away from what the actual problem was. Let's not deflect from the problem. Just keep that in mind. You know, and I'm looking at people's timelines and then what they're communicating, and the only thing that you're showing the problem with is the protest or the way that people have decided to protest. And then there's like a lot of energy on, you know, well, I'm okay with the peaceful protest. That's what you need to do is the peaceful protest. And then I'm like, well, if I scroll back 2 years, you were not okay with Colin Kaepernick and his peaceful protest. You were not okay with people, the celebrities, when they would have their award, they would collect their awards and then they would give a little speech of 30 seconds about the injustices that they felt like that they wanted to address. And people are like, well, there's no place for politics there. There's no place for social justice there. So it's just like, well, dag if you do, dag if you don't. The other piece of that is, let's be real. Let's honestly be real. And I encourage everybody to see and to think, do you not think that there's any plants or any negative energy within these peaceful protests that has switched the narrative? I'm looking at all of these riots and I'm just like, I refuse to believe that all of these people came out just to start burning up a store, just to start going nuts and be violent. That's not the case. But anyway, you ain't got to look. You ain't got to believe me. Look at this video I found on TMZ.
Sit and look. I want you to know this is not.
Don't police people's way of
Let me tell you
expressing
this.
themselves.
This is not a black woman who's putting Black Lives Matter. I just want you to know that right, but y'all doing that for us and we ain't asked you to do that. Listen, don't spray stuff on here when they gonna blame black people for this and black people didn't do it. Yes, a black person. But if we wanted you to do it, we would have asked. They not gonna show y'all faces when they see that on their building. They gonna blame that on us. Y'all are part of the problem. News come on, they gonna say we did that. We didn't do that. Stuff like this ain't right. Stuff like this ain't right. That's what the problem is. We out here standing together peacefully, protesting without any problems. You got people of all races spraying on buildings talking about Black Lives Matter. That ain't even us. You got police officers coming to a peaceful protest spraying gas on us. We ain't even did nothing. Don't let the media fool you. When they see the vandalism on these places, No, that it wasn't us. And when you see stuff like that, you're supposed to stand up and say something. Don't spray on these people's buildings. That's not our message. That's not helping nothing. And then putting it on us, and then want to argue with us and say somebody black asked you to spray. We don't need nobody to do nothing for us. That's why we out here doing it ourselves.
I doubt very seriously that they were part of the Black Lives Matter movement. Just let that sink in. Just let that sink in. But listen, I'm not going to be the one and just trying to figure out who my media personality is. We're all learning and growing. And everybody is trying to understand what part that they can play and what they can do. And what I've decided, the part that I'm going to play and what I can do is I can use my platform to continue the conversation. Everybody that's watching it, regardless of watching this, regardless of how you look and where you come from, who you are, you got a platform and you have an opportunity and a sphere of influence as well. And so I'm about solutions. Let's talk about some solutions, not just the problem. Here's some things that you can do. As Black people, we can encourage each other with hope and kindness because this is hard out here in the streets. We know how this is affecting our self-esteem, our confidence, our hope, our joy, the whole nine. Pick up the phone and call somebody, especially someone that's older than you that has been living in this foolishness for a lot longer than we have, because clearly this did not just start yesterday. And let's keep each other encouraged. That's the baseline of what we can do. Secondly, if we have these real friendships, not just these surface friendships with people of other races, we can continue to help encourage them or hold their hand through the process, because we got some white people that are just, they're anti-racist, but they're weird, right? They don't know what to do. We got some weird friends that's like, I really want to help you, but no, they don't say it like that. They're like, I really want to help you, but I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. So we got to help them, giving them the tools that they can go. So like, let's send them books, let's send them links. Those that are willing to lean in, let's not, bite their neck off. I've been sensitive. I had a young lady who just tried her best to give a little bit of, she tried to be nice. And she jumped on a post and I snatched that lady's head off. And, my bad, girl. I'm going through. But let's be really mindful about those who are authentic. The challenge is we don't know who's authentic. And we're really at this. You heard me 700,000 times. You've heard me for 400 years. We don't really trust you. So white people, you have to embrace the fact. Don't say, well, I put a post and then she got upset. And so I did my part. No, you didn't. If you are anti-racist, it's going to require you to be uncomfortable. It's going to require your feelings going to get hurt. You might get barked and bit at. Listen, we've been barked and bit and a whole bunch of things for a very long time. And you said that you have noticed how we've been mistreated. Therefore, be willing to, don't be sensitive. It ain't you. It's not personal. You're talking about generations and generations of hurt. So if you're here to be an ally for real, this is going to mean that you're going to have to be patient. And then you're going to have to be uncomfortable. Okay, so we appreciate your social media posts and statuses and reshares. Thank you. But get out there. There are things that you can do. So the first thing that you can do, white people, is utilize your influence, utilize your all of the perks that come along with being white. If you are in a leadership position, or someone, you have influence with someone who is in a leadership position, I challenge you to look around to those who are in a leadership position under them and ask them, where are the Black people? Where are they? And this is going to require you to be uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. I got a whole bunch of white people that pay me. And so I recognize that I'm risking opportunities for growth, for advancement, for whatever, but it is what it is, because at the end of the day, they see that I'm Black anyway. And the same with you. If you're anti-racist, you're going to have to be uncomfortable. You're going to have to take risks. If your daddy got a company, or you have a company, or your boss that you, the favorite employee, has a company, how come there's nobody Black that works there, especially if you got Black customers? If you can take our dollars, then you need to be elevating Black people, because that means that you're making decisions based on a customer base that you don't even know, that's not even represented. That's one way. How does that impact the Black community? Because it creates jobs. It begins to dispel the false myth that we are not worth leadership opportunities and positions. Goodness well, just like we know, we don't have banks, we don't have currency, we don't have a whole lot of things. So how in the world we just supposed to build it with nothing? Like, You got to kill that noise with just because you see 6 black people that are celebrities that are rich. They can't save the whole black community, but there's a part that you need to play. Have these challenging conversations over dinner. If you have people that you're in relationship with that have huge following and social media presence, and you don't see them speaking out and saying, by the way, I'm shunning racism, you need to say something to them. That's what we mean by being anti-racist. I mean, there's so many layers to it, but that's the place that you can start. Definitely, I'm challenging all leaders. You need to have black people that's working for you. You need to have black people that are in leadership position, period, point blank. And I don't mean they're in a leadership position and they're making significantly less than their peer that's white. Don't even play with me. All right, I'm sticking to my notes. I saw that and I was highly inspired by Amy Schumer, comedian Amy Schumer. And this is how she yielded her privilege and her influence on behalf of blacks. She and browns. I'm not leaving out brown people. I'm not leaving out anybody else. Right now, this is Black Lives Matter. This does not mean that all lives don't matter. It does. I've seen so many beautifully portrayed illustrations or like analogies and stuff that it's like, yo, we go in a restaurant and it's 10 people and everybody has their food, but a black person doesn't have his food, and he's like, hey, I want my food, my appetite matters, and everybody's, well, our appetite matters too. We're not saying that it doesn't. We recognize your appetite matters. That's why everybody's in the restaurant. But he's the one that doesn't have the food, or he doesn't have the same that everybody else has. So can we just go ahead and acknowledge that, yes, he needs his food? Like, that's all we're saying. Anyway, aside from that, I am not inferring that there's no other race or there's no other people group, or whatever that is not experiencing challenges and their fair share of discrimination and bias and prejudice. That's not what I'm saying. But right now we're talking about black people, okay? Okay. So with that being said, Amy Schumer, I was watching Revolt TV. They had like an interview or something. Jamel Hill, she had a panel with some activists and things like that, and they brought Amy Schumer to the table. And Amy Schumer said that she went to her agency, her and a couple of other celebrities, and said, if you don't have a 50-50 divide or split with minorities, people of color, women, black men here at the head table, we are walking and going to another agency that does. That's how you are an ally. She risked whatever relationships and opportunities, but she also knew what she brought to the table. She know that they checking for Amy Schumer. She has the power to be like, yo, if you want to keep me as one of your top talents here, then you need to get some other black people out here. I mean, diversity is real. Y'all know how much the culture is real, how much it benefits the world. You can't move. It's your people that you know, or these racist people or whatever, they rock with white people, but they know everything about us. So you can't deny who we are and what we bring to the table. I just don't understand. Whatever. Use your influence. Use your privilege. Be an ally. Don't be these closet. And stop saying that retarded stuff, but you don't see color. Moving on. All right. Here's something. You ready for a lighter note? I got something for you. Okay, you ready? Ready? Hold on. Wait. Shh. Because if this is your first time, please know I'm also running this as well. All right. So moving on in the Coffee and Coronacation. Shout out to the smartest people on the planet who is no longer on the planet. They left. Y'all, they left. Astronauts Doug Hurley and Bob Behnken. What? They out of here. Pew. They was like, y'all crazy here on Earth, and we out. They connected with their cousins in the spaceship for the spaceship stuff. I don't know, like they got a ride and they carpooled. They spaceship pooled. Bring it down? Okay. All right. My bad. Y'all already know who I am. Oh, you don't know who I am because I ain't tell you. Let me tell you who I am. I'm comedian Allison Moore, Virginia's comedian. Your conference is coffee, a real motivational speaker out here in these streets, and the coolest cornball you'll ever meet. I am also everybody's hype girl. You can get this hype. You can get this hype if you want to. Anyway, so the astronauts, Doug and Bob, they caught a ride to the spaceship station, like the bus station. You get it? Okay. Sorry, my bad. I'm corny. They docked and they entered into the International Space Station. Isn't that so cool? I'm just learning so much in this new job of me being a journalist. SpaceX. Now, here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. For those of us who trying to get in and learn and see these opportunities, it's a great opportunity for don't completely listen to me, but research it for investments. Because what I learned is this was the United States opportunity to test out using, I guess, like, we made history this time because we used an American made private owned, I think Tulsa or somebody, I don't know. Hold on, wait, too many details is not on my card. Too many. Let me stick to the stuff that I know, that I looked at with my eyes and see myself. Bottom line is, and this is the message version, bottom line is they use American made taxi, so to speak. It's not a taxi for real, but kind of like a taxi. I think, did Trump say that? Ooh. Anyway, to go to the ISS, the International Space Station. So they caught a ride using, normally it's like NASA that uses the from point A to point B, where everybody get together and they go from B to C and wherever else they go. But so in this case, it's an American company that did that. So that was really exciting. It's a great opportunity for us. So what I'm going to think about doing is investing in the SpaceX. Oh, wait, the microphone over here. SpaceX. We're going to continue this conversation because clearly I need to pay attention and need to learn. All right, moving on. Listen. We have our this time next year segment. I'm really excited about. We're talking this week about overcoming loss, right? And because it's Monday, we focus on money on Monday. And so we got this wonderful interview with Omar Nieves. I hope I ain't remixed this man's name. That's just wrong. Because the brother is bad, okay? He dropped some jewels, some knowledge. He shared with us about things to do to overcome credit setbacks. And so we got him on in the Zoom thing, like, because at the building, we interview on Zoom. It's in my closet. Too much? Okay. All right, I get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Brother Omar with Lindomar Credit Solutions.
The king is here. The king is That's my intro. Listen, I am so excited. Every time I'm like, can I be more excited? Yes, I could be more excited about an interview. We got King Omar in the building. Hey. Welcome to the More Laughing in the Morning show, Omar. You are here to save our life. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I appreciate you. You got me laughing already.
Look, I need you to laugh because I need all that. I need everything you got. Give it to us. Okay. So, if you will, for me, because we've already had the opportunity to chat a little bit. Will you quickly kind of tell the More Laughing in the Morning family a little bit about you and how you're going to be here to save the day for us?
Definitely. So, a little background first, because before going forward, I feel like I always have to go backwards, okay? I used to be a realtor in Miami for years. Let's just start there. From around 2004 to about 2010. So I experienced the come up of the market, and I was there when the fallout happened in 2008. And I went from making a lot of money in real estate between Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm, and Tampa to losing everything. When I say I lost everything, I lost my home, my retirement, finances, my wife. I lost everything. So I know what it is to have that, you feel like you're on top of the world feeling, and then all of a sudden the carpet gets pulled from under you. And that's where it was. So then in 2009, I chose to come back to Virginia, where I live now, and say, you need to start over. And I chose to go and apply for a job in banking. So I became a bank manager from 2010 to about this year between Wells Fargo and BB&T.
Wow.
So I'm a bank manager with bad credit, helping people try to get loans. Does that even make sense? It doesn't make sense, but you know what? The Almighty has his own plan, and hey, I thank God for everything he did for me. Now, here's where it gets worse. Around 2012, I tried to go apply for an apartment, and I kept getting decline after decline after decline. I was getting denied everywhere, okay? To the point where, the last place I went to, I was literally in tears. And I would say, please, I'm just trying to have a roof over my head. Can you please help me get an apartment? And this lady said, you know what? We can't help you. You don't have to get the scores. And I remember I walked out in tears. I mean, I'm 6'6". I'm a big dude. I'm 6'6", weighed over 350, and I was walking out in tears. And I remember she called me back and said, hey, call this guy because he fixed his credit. And I was like, yeah, okay. I don't believe that. And she said, no, it's real. Call him. It works. It makes it. He fixed my credit. So I looked him up, looked up his information, did my due diligence. I was making extra money, in bonuses at Wells Fargo at the time, so I chose to invest my money back on me. So called the guy, met with him, and first impression was horrible. Just being honest.
Wait a
And
minute. I
look,
didn't see that coming. I was like, oh, first impression. Okay.
I
Okay.
keep it real. I keep it real. I don't like to lie. I am straightforward, and I tell everybody the story. First impression was horrible. The guy came to me. We met at the McDonald's, number one. Number two, he came in with this button-down shirt, chains all out, looking raggedy. And I'm like, okay, so customer service is not his forte. Okay. But you know what? Since I had heard, that he was good at what he does, I'm going to give him a chance. Paid him this money. He explained to me the process, paid him this money, and I never heard from him for the next 3 months.
Whoa.
This is raw now. Guys, I'm being honest with you. This is how it was. This is my story. Okay? And I learned a lot from the story too, though.
So with this experience that you had with this guy, was this the inspiration that made you want to jump into this business of helping other people repair their credit in their lives?
Yes and no. Remember, I'm in banking now. So I'm seeing a lot of good people coming through that I really liked that I had to turn away the way I was turned away for the apartment. When you're seeing families come in, I'm trying to get a loan to pay these bills. So I'm trying to get a car because my car is broken down. And I'm seeing these people walk out of my office in tears. That really got to me because it reminded me of how I felt that day when I walked out of that apartment complex. And that apartment manager helped me with that information. So that's when I said, I spoke to my wife now, and I said, I want to help in the same realm because my background is in finance. I have a degree in finance and business management. And I said, you know what? No, I want to help people. I want to keep the lights on because we got to pay bills, but help them and be part of their story. I want to inspire hope, and that's what got me into this.
Wow. Okay. So this is so inspirational. So you see people in various stages of their comeback story. Can I ask, when you see these situations, oftentimes you find people that they didn't just get there. They've been kind of struggling, what I call in the second place, for quite some time. Tell me, why do you feel like that people take so long, or what are some of the things that they kind of mull through when they're building up the courage to overcome, or just like, let me go ahead and deal with it? What keeps people from dealing with it?
Number one, there's so much disbelief out here. Come on, think about it. I just told you my story. Call this guy, he can help you. There's always that disbelief. To answer your question, it's a mixture of loss of hope, confusion, don't know what to do, don't know where to get started, and there's no one that can ask for help. And when you go online to look for information, there's so much information out there. There's not one cut, direct path that people just get frustrated. I could teach a person today how to do it, and they're still gonna say, can you do it for me? I don't know how to.
What would you say to people who they made the decision, I'm ready, I got to do it? What can they be doing now that they can start doing now that'll help them get towards their credit repair or that comeback story or their goals or where they want to be this time next year?
Number one, stop doing inquiries. Stop applying for more credit. Stop. If you get declined more than once, just stop and see why. That's number one. Number two, if you have balances on credit cards, pay them down. You want to be below 30%. That is the number one driver to get your scores to go up, because people think just because they're open and they're paid on time, that's good enough. Revolving credit is a big one. It's a big factor, and it's a game. And it bothers me to call it that, but that's the truth. It is a game. You can't stop using credit cards, but you can't use too much of it. So you want to use it. Don't go past 30% of the credit limit. So if the limit is $1,000, don't go past $300. Pay it back down. Use it again. Put it at rest. Use it again. Work it up. Pay it back down, and those drive your numbers up so fast. Those are little things you could do, but biggest thing also is make sure you pay all your bills on time. And once a bill goes into collections or charge-offs, just call us, because even if you pay off a collection or charge-off, it will stay in your credit for 7 years unless you get it removed. So we have people that tell me, well, I paid off this charge off, I paid off this collection. I'm still being hurt. Yeah, because once a bill goes into, once Verizon or Sprint or whoever goes into collections, you can pay it to zero balance. It's still going to be there and your scores are going to drop. So that's when you have to start putting, you work into your credit to get things removed so your scores can go back up.
Okay, this is great. Okay, so I know that there will be plenty of people who want to work with someone. I mean, they want to work with you. How do they find you? How do we find you to help fix our life?
The easiest way is the website is Lindomar Credit, so LINDOMAR Credit. So that's in honor of my wife, Linda. She's the boss lady. Hey, hats off to the bosses out here. She is the boss lady. Linda, I'm Omar, Lindomar Credit at lindomarcredit.com, or on Facebook or Instagram at Lindomar Credit. Simple as that. And the number is 757-384-6004.
Thank you so very much for hanging out with us this morning on the More Laughing in the Morning show and dropping all of this knowledge to help us get to where we want to be this time next year. I'll make sure to put everything in there so that people can find you, and hopefully we'll get to have you come back to the show one day.
My pleasure. I'm here whenever you need me. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, King.
Good day. Have a good morning.
Welcome back. I want to thank Mr. Omar with Lindomar Credit for coming and sharing with us on today. I was like, okay, thank you. I think that there were some great tips. Now, I know that everybody may not necessarily be on the comeback from credit, but if not, at least you can be inspired and encouraged by his journey and his story and the opportunity there for recognizing how someone else, what they do is play the impact on your life and maybe even doing that. I really appreciated hearing how he was inspired through someone else's helping him with the credit piece. Now, I mean, I know he had an experience, didn't he? I was like, I ain't see that coming. But he was like, brother walked in with all them chains. I'm in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, I would have been like, oh, he the one. Give me the one with the chains. I don't trust you if you ain't got no chain on. That's me personally. But you know what? Whatever. Look, if you appreciated that gentleman and what he shared, then go ahead and reach out to Omar and let him know that we sent you. And thanks again, Omar, for coming on to the show. So listen, I'm going to go ahead and cut this show here. Yes. But I want you to tune in on tomorrow. Let me tell you why. On tomorrow's show, we got the whole lineup for overcoming loss is about to be insane this week. And tomorrow we're talking with the queen who has alopecia. I just really made that somebody's name, didn't I? As a result of lupus. And so she shares with us about the journey from overcoming hair loss and losing some of her health, and then experiencing triumph. This queen has an amazing testimony and things that she shares with us for those of us who are inspired by those stories and or going through that ourselves. We also have a loud and wrong segment that we're going to do on tomorrow. And so we got a video from this Minneapolis venture capitalist who was lost his office lease as a result of some of his actions. But we're going to look at it tomorrow and break down how that could have been done better so that we could take this back to our organizations and kind of share. We got to grow professionally, bias aside. We're looking at the facts, not just the feelings. And so we're going to learn and grow because that's what we do here on the show. Do me a favor, please. Call somebody and tell them if you know a black man, let them know we love you. We love you, dear black man. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being black man. I'm sorry. If you want your Black Please hoodie or t-shirt, holla at your girl, please. blackpleasecoffee.com. We got hoodies. We got t-shirts. We got coffee coming. It's coming back, y'all. It's been a long time coming. Shout out to the More Laughing in the Morning show team for helping us making this thing come to fruition. We are moving along. And most importantly, we want to shout out to you, viewers, watchers, listeners, supporters of comedian Allison Moore in the More Laughing in the Morning show. We appreciate you. The level is coming up. Every week we get better and better. And it is only because you keep tuning in, you keep sharing, you keep letting us know what you're taking away from this show, helping us to grow, helping us to be a place that people can start their morning with positivity, with a new sense of motivation and energy to be better. We just trying to be better. That's all we trying to be, better people. by this time next year. So thanks for hanging out with me on this morning. Tune in tomorrow morning, Tuesday, 8 a.m. live on Facebook, uploaded on YouTube, and shout out to the Soul Vision TV family for just accepting us, and we are really glad to be here. We're actually going to have the Soul Vision TV creator come on one day this week, so that's going to be pretty dope. I get to introduce you to one of my boss man, so I'm excited about that. So I'll see you on tomorrow. Y'all, look, be great. Be great out here in these streets. Oh, dang, I don't got no music to play because the music don't work. Just pretend like there's music. Get up, yeah, time to get moving. Hey, hey, hey. Credit. That's the credit. Credit. Okay, bye. Bye, y'all, bye. Toodles.